Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of the Professor's Picks. We are in 2025. I got to get used to that.
Yeah,
And one thing I don't have to get used to is sitting here with Mr. Ken Golden. What's going on, Ken?
you
I'm
can't get
already
rid of me,
used to
Pete.
that. I mean, that's
You just can't get rid of me. You
no.
know,
It's, as much as I try, it's
right?
impossible.
Yeah,
Happy New Year to you.
find you. Yeah, I find you. So, January's going to be kind of weird. Honestly, I didn't expect to have much stuff, but I actually have a decent amount of stuff, some cool stuff. I don't know what's going to happen next week or the week after, but we'll see how it goes. January's always a little touch and go. So if you don't see me, you'll know why.
Okay.
So
Is that a Jupiter fungus I see on your right shoulder?
that is my last, actually, for the moment, my last copy of Jupiter Fungus on vinyl.
Wow. I always like to see if I can recognize stuff that's sitting behind you. So I see a Jupiter fungus, I see an Opeth next to that. Can't
Look the other
that's
way.
Zero Hour, which I have right over here as well.
Do you
So
have a 0 hour vinyl?
yes,
They sent you one.
yes,
So that, yeah, I haven't put that up for sale yet. So that is Troy Tipton's. That was his.
yes. Troy, I used to spill the beans, everybody. Troy Tipton is coming on, and maybe they both are. I'm not quite sure, but Troy reached out to me. He said, we want to come on SOT and talk about the vinyl release of that album. And can I send you a copy? And I'm like, sure. And he was telling me how basically you're going to be the only one selling it. So,
Yeah,
but I wasn't
yeah.
sure when the release date was. So I know I need to
I
circle back with him.
I don't know. A box showed up like before Christmas, and I remembered. Oh yeah, I forgot about these, and I don't know what I'm supposed to sell them for. I don't know anything, so I have to
Yeah.
sort that out with them.
Okay. So for everybody
I'll
watching, just kind of hang in there and
Yeah, it'll be
more to
yeah.
come on.
Yeah. So this was Troy's baby. He decided he wanted to put Dark Deceiver out on vinyl, and it's
It's
sitting there.
coming. It's coming.
Good album.
Yeah.
Good
Yes, it
album.
is. Yes, it is.
So let's see what I got for you this week. All right. If I could get my Prezi working. All right. I'm going to do I like getting the restocks out of the way first.
Sure.
Oh, and before we run through, I should mention a couple things because people are going to ask. Jupiter Fungus is out of stock and at the label being repressed. So they expect to have it middle of the month. At
CD
the
or
moment,
both?
the CD we're talking about. The black vinyl, I have one copy of the black vinyl left, and that's probably be gone momentarily. We'll restock it. I think they have it like clear vinyl or something like that. I don't know. I'll get so we'll get some of the vinyl back. Odd Leaf also is in transit to us. So I don't, depending on the mail, figure over the next couple of weeks we'll have Odd Leaf back. And Solaris I just reordered, so we should have Solaris back in about a week or two as well. So those were end of the year titles that people were looking for. Sold a lot of all three, and in fact, we went through two shipments of Jupiter Fungus and Odd Leaf. So yeah, so we'll have them. They were all great titles. So
Big
okay, so we'll do. I just got a few restocks that came in from Poland. Exodus. Don't make me pronounce it. Widok Zagori Naj blah, blah, whatever. I can't. It was a reissue of a previous unreleased live album, an archival live recording, I think from around 1980 or so. From Poland also, Maya. This is what Fading Tomorrow. I should open up my list correctly. Fading Tomorrow. This was very good Polish female vocals. Reminded me a little bit of like a White Willow thing. And this came and went. Got a restock real quick. This was the Miroslav Vidas Purple rare album that only came out in Japan. This was basically just right after he left Weather Report, I believe. So yeah, there you go. That's what it looks like.
As you can see, not open yet.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know
What happens
about
when
that.
you get a whole big shipment of CDs in right around the holidays? You know they're not getting open till afterwards. So,
Yeah, there was really. I gotta say, I was really surprised that I have as much stuff today as I do. So, all right, let me open up my notes so I sound intelligent. somewhat. The new one from Believe, The Weirding Way. So Believe, very, very good Polish band, led by the guitarist Mirek Gill. He was the founder of Collage. He also, when he left Collage, he had Satellite, and Believe is his other band. Has a Japanese violinist. I believe it's a female. She goes by the name of Satomi, and she's nice. She adds a real nice counterpoint to Miracle's guitar work. Very good symphonic prog. Has, I would say, like Collage and Satellite, has kind of like an English feel, like an English neo prog feel. Long tracks, really nice stuff.
I think
Really
Eric
very, very.
Porter might appreciate that.
Eric Porter might like this, yes. And the vocals are fine. And the other thing is also because we only got one new vinyl piece, this is the one. So I'm not going to have a separate vinyl section. So we have this on CD and 2 LP black vinyl. Next, I don't know if you have this in your collection. This totally escaped me. Brian Beller, Music from the Flood. So this is an album that Brian Beller put out in 2019, and I didn't know about it. Apparently, it's coming on vinyl. We have it on vinyl. So I thought it was a brand new release, only to discover that it came out on CD 2019. So Brian Beller is the bass player from the Aristocrats. Also played with Steve Vai, played with a lot of people, and this is a double CD, and he's got a ton of people playing on this thing. It's crazy, so I decided I'll bring in copies. He's got Nellie Brosh, very good guitar player. I think she was Israeli, Nellie Brosh. We got Jen Fetter, the experimental guitarist. She's a very interesting player. Guthrie Govan. I hope Eric, you're watching this. Ray Hearn from Haken is playing. Gene Hoglan, great Gene Hoglan. Mike Keneally's on here. John Petrucci's on here. Joe Satriani is on here. Joe Travers, the Zappa archivist and drummer, is on here. So it's kind of a nice. It was a nice surprise for me because I didn't know it existed. So back now we're going to Switzerland. People have been anticipating this circus moving on. So this is the one that was not done in the first batch of Circus reissues from GAD Records in Poland. This is the one that everybody wants. This is the band made 3 studio albums: Circus, Moving On, and Fearless, Tearless, and Even Less. This was the second album. This is their best album, and it has a sidelong track. I think people often compare it to Van de Graaff Generator, and I think to a point that's true because there's a lot of sax on here. There's no electric guitar there on the album. There's flute, there's sax, uh, plenty of keyboards, beautiful long tracks, good vocals. It's People consider it to be the best Swiss prog album of all time. Could be. I'm not sure. I would. You know. So it came out on CD years ago in
A
Japan.
while ago, yeah, I
Yeah,
have the original CD version. Yeah.
yeah.
In fact, I think the
And
color it was a little different color, if I remember.
color registration, I think, was a little different. Something
Yeah,
like
like a lighter blue, I think.
yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible, but it's a great. It really is a great album, and if you're Van de Graaff averse, you might like this better. So here's one that's never been on CD, as far as I know. I could be wrong. I'm sure somebody will tell me I'm wrong. Circus All Star Band. So this was this was an interesting one, and I don't know what the hell I did with my notes on this, but this was a live album. It was from 2 sessions, I believe, around 1980, and Circus expanded their lineup tremendously. They brought in guys from other bands. If I'm not mistaken, the other bands were from the Zyklog label, which Circus was signed to at the time. I know guys from this band Rumpelstills was on there. What's also interesting is Alan Solomon from the British band Warm Dust was there. And Warm Dust is one of these bands that made 3 great records. British band, you would like them. Kind of like progressive horn rock, and never been reissued on CD to the best of my knowledge. And one of those bands that just sort of flew under everybody's radar. First two albums came out in the UK and the US, and then the third album only came out in Germany. Anyway, I digress. I'm going off on a tangent, but this is two side-long tracks, a lot of electric guitar, so you get to hear Circus playing with electric guitar. There's like three guys playing electric guitar on here, and Stefan Amann, who had joined the band and was the keyboardist, he's killing on organ on here. So it's long tracks, jinx. I wouldn't necessarily call them jams, but really coherent, really, really good. So you get to hear Circus kind of stretching out. It's good stuff. Now we're going off in a totally different direction. The German progressive death metal band Disillusion, they put out an instrumental version of I Am, which I believe was their last studio album. I'm checking my notes again to see if I wrote anything intelligent. I did not. So if you're a fan and you hate, maybe a fan of the music and you hated the vocals, that's your chance. Here you go. Uh, Jim, didn't they play Prog Power? Disillusion? Yeah, played last year at Prog Power. Yeah, Jim says they were really good. Well, now they'll be even better without the vocals.
There you go.
All right, this seems silly to me. Dominum. It's called German zombie metal because everybody needs a little zombie metal in their life. It's
Sure,
called
why
The
not?
Dead Don't Die, and the lead guy he goes by the name of Doctor Dead, and the bass player is Patient Zero. Okay, uh, it's on Napalm. It's their second album, so not so interesting to me. But as I often say, some of you will want this.
Surely.
There's a home. There's a home for everything, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I make fun of it, but if you like it, that's cool. We got it. This was an really interesting album. Robert Gola. So this was an older recording. Robert Gola is a guitarist, and this is a direct to two-track recording, no overdubs. So it's a great, great sounding album. And if I recall, it's a trio. He was the guitarist for SBB's main guy, Josef Skrzyk. It's I would call it, to me, it's jazz rock with like maybe a touch of blues. Um, very, very nice. Uh, as I said, nice recording. Uh, oh, from Poland. Got a lot of Polish stuff.
Yeah, a lot of Polish stuff today.
Yes, this is a new one from Millennium, and I should have the name. It's called Hope Dies Last, and they're a British neo-prog band. They're led by the keyboard player Ryszard Kramarski. They've got a new vocalist on here. I think it's the second album with him. He was very good, and they've added a new member playing flute and sax, and it's very English sounding. It actually kind of reminded me a little bit of like early Night Area, which is a band I used to work with. So yeah, it's good, and they're popular. So got that. Nightingale and Invisible. They had moved the street date on this. This is the expanded 2 CD version, 20th anniversary reissue of the 2004 release. Been remastered by Dan Swano, and it has a bonus disc with a lot of demos, loaded with demos and live tracks.
Good
This is a great one from Japan. PTF, Ambiguous Fragile Sign. So this is their fifth album, I believe. The first two came out on I think on Musea, one of the labels affiliated with Musea, and then the last three have been self-released. And this one kind of came as a surprise. All instrumental, violin, keyboards, bass and drums, symphonic prog. It's somebody out there might call this fusion or jazz rock. It's not. It's symphonic prog. Very, very good. Eric was really excited about this, Eric Porter, and I know he picked it up and he's loving it. 25-minute track. It's good stuff. Really good symphonic prog. And Japanese import but we have it at pretty reasonable price. Next thing, Sound Diary. This is a band that completely escaped me. I'd never heard of these guys. This is their fourth album. They're from no, nice cover, and they make a point of saying that the cover is not AI. So, and it is their fourth album. It's this futuristic concept album uh, about cyborgs. It's in three parts. The name of the album is Forward Fairy Tales for Cyborgs. And again, it's my initial thought was, oh, this is going to be a really cool prog metal album. It's not a prog metal album at all. It's prog rock, very good balance of guitar and keys, and they've got some flute and violin in there. It adds a little spice to it. It's kind of nice. So yeah, that was out of left field. I didn't see that one coming. Another one I didn't see coming: Sunlight, Greek power and speed metal for fans of Halloween and Stratovarius.
Oh, okay.
Came out came out on a Ukrainian label that got U.S. distribution, and some of you will want this. Now, next couple, the last two that I have here are my favorites for the week. This is phenomenal album. Isao Suzuki and New Family. It's called Mongolian Chant. I've had this album in my collection for years. It's from 1980. Isao Suzuki is a great Japanese jazz bassist, and this is like a full-on electric set. He's got Shigeharu Mukai playing trombone, Toshiyuki Honda on alto sax and flute, and Suzuki's also playing organ. There's Fender Rhodes, there's electric bass, there's actually electric guitar, and shades of Steve Howe. There's some choral electric sitar on this album. So long tracks, lots of soloing, got a big sound, very dynamic, and I think a lot of people kind of pass this off as fusion, and I'm going to call it for me electric jazz. But you want to call it fusion, I won't fight with you. Uh, it's one to me. This is one of the great Japanese jazz albums because it's very different. And did you get like he had a really good album called Hip Dancing? Did you get that one from me? That was one of those East. That was one of those East one reissues.
Yeah,
So
I don't think so.
you might have it hiding there in your stack in there.
That could be. That could be. Is that recently? It's
Well, it was. Yeah, I've had it for a while. It's one of the. I think it was in that initial batch of Eastwind titles. So, guy's great. He played. He's
what's his name again?
Isao Suzuki.
Well, I got orangutan.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
haven't.
crack it open.
Yeah, I haven't cracked it.
That's his rarest album. That was the one
Okay.
he did for Three Blind Mice. So, I mean, yeah, he was very heavily involved in the uh, Japanese jazz. And you know what? Pete. It's like with all of these guys. I don't care where they're from. They started out doing jazz, and at some point in the late '70s or '80s, they're doing
Plugged in, and that was it, right?
that was it. So Masabumi Kikuchi, I mean, he was doing all those great like electric jazz albums. Before you know it, he's recording in New York and he's making these albums where he's ripping off Miles Davis. I mean, so anyway. So this one, Mongolian Chant. I mean, even look at the cover. It's got the look. It's like there's something very different about it. And I should also mention when I just quickly said like Shigeharu Mukai on trombone. Shigeharu Mukai made a great album, a great fusion album, and why can't I remember the name? But I mean, he's a great trombonist, and he's made a lot of good electric jazz albums, and he's made some really cool fusion ones. They're all out of print right now. All right, enough about Isao
I
Suzuki.
will give that a try.
It's a great record. And the last one for the week, this one I thought was a killer. It's called the Three Generations Trio, and it's live in Jazz Club Pinocchio. And the trio is Zbigniew Lewandowski, Marek, he's the drummer, as you can see on the cover. Marek Raduli is the guitarist, and Wojtek Pilichowski is the bassist. So totally unknown to me. And this is an album that was recorded live in 1992, didn't come out until 1995. Pretty much escaped everybody's attention, but it became a bit of a cult item. And GAD Records in Poland just reissued it, this new edition, and it has a bonus track, a studio bonus track. This thing is just like burning fusion. The guitar player, it's got a little bit of like a Holdsworth feel, and they play like maniacs, like three maniacs. And man, this is just killer stuff. And yeah, I think that's for me that and the Mongolian chant of the buyer dies for the week. A lot of great stuff. PTF. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff this week. The last thing I wanted to mention, I still have some of the free CDs. We like free shit. We still have Hour of the Shipwreck. The hour is upon us. I mentioned it yes, I mentioned it the last time. And so to see if any of you are still paying attention at this point, if you put in the customer notes, I've changed it this time. If you put in the customer notes, check it before you wreck it. You'll get a you'll get a free copy of the CD while supplies last. And we got a nice amount of them, and we gave out a lot of them. But it'd be cool if people could do that because I don't want to keep sending it to people that have already asked for it in the past. So yeah, if you put check it before you wreck it in the customer notes, we will include a free copy.
There you go. For those of you who haven't done so already, now's your chance.
Yeah, that's
Check
your
it
chance.
before you wreck it.
Check it before you wreck it. So, and yeah, and that's what I got. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to have anything this week, but we got. Oh, there is our the but yeah, we got some decent stuff. So I don't know what the rest of the month's gonna be. Oh, I should also mention, we have Opeth, the Last Will and Testament, the box sets are showing up today. Now we took pre-orders on them, and the label has capped it. So we have a finite number. We can't restock it. We literally have a handful of them, which are which have not been spoken for. So once we ship out the pre-orders, beginning of next week, I'll go live with whatever I have left. So if you're interested, keep an eye out for it. They'll be gone in a blink of an eye. So in fact, they shipped me less than I had asked for because they're doing an allocation. So yeah. So if you're looking for it, just keep hitting the website.
What's included in that second?
Give me a second. I'll tell you. Okay, bear with me one second. I finally listened to the album. I gotta say, it was pretty damn good, Pete.
Yeah, it is.
No, I like the band. I'm a fan. Not a fan of the Death Grouse, but he does it well. Here's what's in it. Does it say? It has a white and dark green Corona vinyl, the CD, and Blu-ray. So Jim and I, we don't even know. We haven't seen it yet. It'll be here, I think, today. We don't even know what size it is. We don't know what size we don't even know how we're packing these things. So
Okay.
so yeah.
So for everybody interested in that, obviously be vigilant and
Yeah.
they won't last long.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be gone in a moment because I just have literally a handful just you know, that just haven't been accounted for. We actually had some cancellations. I don't know, so
Can't wait.
yeah, I know. You know what happens? I think people think, oh, screw that guy. I'll get it somewhere else. And then it turns out it's not us. It's the label that moved. They were having production issues. So they bumped the street date into January. So no matter where you go, you can't find it. So
Right.
But
It happens, unfortunately,
it happens.
especially with vinyl stuff these days. So yeah, it happens on the movie front too. I see that also on Blu-rays and 4Ks and things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you get it? Do you do the 4K thing?
Yeah.
What kind of machine are you using?
I have a Sony right now, which I've had for a few years. But it's a domestic machine. I'm actually going to be pulling the plug real soon, and I'm going to get a international Sony player that plays all regions
Everything.
in 4K. Yeah, yeah.
I still have like I don't have I have like an Oppo that that got hacked that will do all region and stuff. But I gotta be honest, I haven't bought a Blu-ray in years.
Oh, really? Yeah, I still buy them. I still buy them.
You're a
I've
crazy
been
movie.
Yeah, I'm a movie guy, so I love collecting them. But I
I
don't
went
buy as
through.
much as I used to, but I do still buy them.
People don't know because there's no reason for people to know. But I mean, I used to be fanatical about collecting Hong Kong action films. I had tons of and Choi Hark and anything with Chow Yun Fat. I used to go see and yeah, and I used to buy a lot of international movies. So you have to have a region
That
free
have the
machine.
all region player, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of chatter of late about how many of the manufacturers are going to stop making players. So I'm like, you know what? I need to buy
Yeah,
a small region player now, and I'm going to save my existing one because they said that's what they're saying. If you're a real movie buff and you still buy and watch a lot of physical media, you should get yourself upgrade, get yourself a new player, keep the old one because when they're gone, they're gone.
what I was going to say is it may sound stupid, but buy two and just keep one in the box. Uh, you know, Oppo Oppo made for years. Oppo made the best Blu-ray players, best DVD players, best Blu-ray players, and they were hackable. And then they got out of the business, and the machines that were like $400 are now like $2,000.
Yeah.
So it may sound stupid, but it's buying two and just squirreling one away. If,
You'll have it always, right? So when the one dies, you got a brand new one ready to
yeah,
come.
because everybody's streaming movies, so the demand for physical media is, I'm sure, is down significantly.
Yeah. There's a
And
lot of us hardcore collectors out there because a lot of these boutique labels are still making lots of putting out cool releases and box sets and things like that. But the manufacturers of the players are dwindling.
yeah, I deal with music video distributors. I mean, they're one of their big things is still movies. And I get catalogs from them every month, and they're always offering things. They're doing Choi Hark, Black Mask coming out 4K. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's crazy. They're doing what's his name, Super Vixens. It's coming out. This is like a Super Vixens box set coming out.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think
it's
the last thing I got from them, I believe my Swamp Thing is, yeah, I got a Swamp Thing. They finally released Swamp Thing on HD, and it's from them. Now that we're talking about it. And it's cool because they put it in this like old style box. But yeah,
yeah.
this is the music video, this MVD, this is Blu-ray. They didn't put it out on 4K, but yeah. So it's,
I'm
please rewind, right? So it's got like the kind of VHS feel on the
sure. And I look, I know like there's a big market for like the old giallos and stuff
yeah.
getting getting reissued and stuff.
A lot of them are coming out in 4K now. There's in fact
Yeah,
one of them by Lucio Fulci is coming out, I think, next month or something like that. Don't torture a duckling. So, it's like some of us just bought these on Blu-ray within the last
yeah.
2 3 years. Now they're coming out in 4K. It's like but if you're a fan, if you're a collector, you
Hey,
keep
listen,
buying them.
yeah. If you have, it's no different than audio,
Yeah,
and you got the bug, right?
you got the bug.
You have it. You got to have it.
You got it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a serious, just know from my past experience, if you're a serious movie collector, you have to have a region free machine. Because this, I mean, yeah, I mean, even just my wife and I would watch stuff. I'd bring over like, the Bridge, Braun, the Norwegian, was Danish series. It was great, and it was subtitled, and it came out in the UK because they're doing this dark noir series in the UK where they're doing all the Scandinavian stuff, and they subtitle it, but it was Region Two, I think it was, and so like and you get hooked on this stuff. So
Yeah, if you got to have it, you need the player, right? Because yeah, it's sometimes they've been really slow to release things here,
yeah,
and you can only get like a UK version or from some other country, and unless you want to wait a couple of years, and it may not come out at all here.
yeah, sure,
Yeah, and sometimes too, I've noticed. like Davy Gallagher, who's on from the Monsters Den. He's from Scotland, and he a lot of times gets these like UK versions, these UK releases that we don't get here, that have all sorts of great stuff. And sometimes you wait till it comes out here in the States, and then we do get a US release, but the version that we get pales in comparison to the ones that he gets for over there. But those are region B, right? So obviously we can't play them here unless you have a special player. So yeah, it's they get you. They get you. No matter coming in and coming out. It's
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah. So that's another wrap for another episode of the Professor's Picks. We will have everything listed and pinned down in the comments. So for all you copy and paster people, we got you covered. So look down below and head on over to lasercd.com. And what else do we usually like to tell them?
Buy a lot, buy often.
There you go. There you go. And for all you Opeth fans, just be on the lookout for the Last Will and Testament box set, which, like Ken said, will be popping up on the site fairly soon. So
Yeah. It'll be popping and popping in, popping out.
popping in and popping out. So if you wait 2, 3 days and you don't see it, probably means they're all gone. So unfortunately. So, all right, cool. So, let's see what's coming up here on the channel this weekend. I got to get back into like regular programming mode now that the new year is here and the holidays are done. All right, so today is Friday, so we've got the review crew tomorrow. Jamie Laszlo and a new crew looking at some new releases. Man, I gotta get caught up. That's the crappy thing, Ken, being sick throughout the whole holidays this year. I had all this time off from work, and I have probably a stack of like close to 20 CDs I wanted to review and get done by the end of 2024. I didn't get to any of them. So now, once again, I'm going into the new year
Right.
playing catch up on the shit from the last year that I didn't get to. It's no matter what I try to do, I can never make it work. I don't know. The
And it
review
never ends.
gods
So
never let
never
me
ends.
do it the right way, ever.
You do what you can do.
It's frustrating. It is. I was so excited because I'm like, I'm gonna get all this stuff done, and then
Clear it
come
out.
January, the new stuff's gonna be coming in for 2025, and I'm gonna be right in line for the first time ever.
No.
No.
Are you, are you, are you, are you feeling better?
I am feeling much better. I still have a little nagging, phlegmy type stuff, but I feel much better. And yeah, I'm probably like 90% back.
Yeah, good.
But this has sucked. It's just I went from having a really bad head cold starting like 2 days after Thanksgiving, which turned into the flu, and the flu just like held on to me for like 2 weeks. And yeah, it's not been fun. So, but whatever. It is what it is. So I'm pretty much back, so which is a good
Good.
thing.
Very good.
So yeah. So for all of you waiting for reviews of all of Frost and all this other stuff that I've been talking about, it's coming. So starting next week, we'll get back into the regular swing of things, and I'm going to try and get to all this stuff as quickly as I can because I know the 2025 stuff will be coming in hot and heavy in the next couple of weeks. So January will be play catch up as it is every year. I had hoped to not have to do that this year, but I didn't count on getting flu. So what are you going to do? Anyway. What else happened this weekend? I believe, because again, it's been a little hectic and the holidays. I believe ranking the albums will be happening on Sunday, and I think I'm going to be ranking the albums of Trace. It's only 3 albums. I'm looking for a discography that's very small. That's probably going to be it because I don't really have much time to get caught up and do it, but that's probably what's happening on Sunday for all you prog fans who love keyboard-led symphonic prog from the 70s. That's what's going to be happening. Wait, what country are they from again? Germany, France?
Dutch.
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 That's right. Yeah.
Good band.
Yeah,
Good band.
really good band if you love ELP and that sort of thing. Big keyboards, great keyboard player, and yeah, good stuff. So that'll be coming on Sunday. So and then we've got the Hudson Valley Squares kicking off the new year coming up on Monday. The following week we'll have In the Prague Seat. The following week we'll have Monsters Den, so on and so forth. So till next Friday, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Lasercd.com. All the titles talked about today will be listed down below. Happy shopping, and we'll see you next time here on the Professor's Picks. For Ken Golden, I am Pete Pardo. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Happy 2025. See you soon.
But yes.